Hi, today we're going to install the 1-2-flush dual flush toilet kit into this old American Standard single flush toilet. That's 5 gallons per flush in this old toilet. But we figure, why spend hundreds of dollars on a new dual flush toilet when you can buy this dual flush toilet kit? Install this in about 30 minutes and convert this old toilet to a dual flush toilet quickly and easily. Let's get started. Before we get started, let's look at what comes in the bag. The 1-2-flush dual flush toilet kit comes pre-assembled from the factory. Quick release handle on a stainless steel cable, and you get your valve body attached to the stem down at the bottom. So I'll give us a quarter turn to the left and separate the valve body from the base. And this is the piece that goes inside the tank and protrudes through the bottom, and then it reassembles inside the tank. So it really goes in quickly and easily. Step one is to turn off the water supply of the tank. So come on down here to the bottom of your tank and simply shut that off. Step one also includes removing the tank lid, which we're going to do right now. Okay, the lid comes off. Set that over there, and we flush the toilet to remove any water from within the toilet. I've also got to get this water out of the bottom, so I'm just using a plastic cup, and I'm bailing out the bottom. Now in step two, I want to disconnect the water supply from the bottom of the tank, so I'm just going to reach under here. Now since I've already taken all the water out of the tank, I'm not going to have a problem with water flooding out on me. So just going to disconnect this, as you can see. A couple drops come out, but that's it, since I had everything else pretty much cleaned up. Now in this case, I'm going to come down here with the crescent wrench underneath the toilet. You know, I've never been under here. There's all sorts of interesting things you find underneath and behind the toilet, huh? So I'm just taking the crescent wrench and I'm starting to loosen this nut here. And I'll do this on both sides to get these bolts off that separate the tank from the bowl. Okay, the next step is to pull the tank up now that we got the bolts out. I'm going to take this old t-shirt and lay it here on the seat to act as a pad, and I'm just going to lift up on the tank like that and lay it over on its back right there. Now since I've already soaked up all the water in the tank, there's nothing spilling on the floor and it makes it easy. Wow, check out the lint on the back of the wall. But that's how easy it is to get the tank off the bowl. So we're ready for the next step. So there's somebody else living here that will probably appreciate this. Since this tank has never been removed from this bowl since it was built, there's a lot of mange under here. Not caca, but just toilet mange, you know? Dust and stuff. So I'm just going to clean this up a bit. I know that'll be appreciated. Spray some cleaner on there and just clean it up. Also, this is important because I'm going to have a new tank gasket going in here, and I want to get a really good seal so we don't have leaks. So you've got to clean all this out. And this is coming out pretty easily. Yeah, I'm almost done. It's worth doing a good job. Next, we want to take this old seal off the bottom of the tank. Now that we've cleaned up the bowl, you just take a screwdriver and work your way around this. And this pulls right off in one mangy old piece. But we're going to replace that, okay? Next thing we're going to do is take the channel locks and unscrew this nut down here and take the old valve assembly off from inside the tank and screw that next. This is where the channel locks come in. I'm going to open up to their widest setting. Get a nice big bite on this plastic nut that's been on here since 1973. I'm going to take my left hand and reach inside the tank to steady the valve from the inside and very carefully start to turn. And that holds the inside piece while I'm unscrewing the outside piece. And this is actually starting to turn and come off. Okay, that's out. So now I'm just going to do a little cleaning here around the bottom. So we get a nice tight fit for our gasket. Next, we want to remove the old handle assembly here. And this unscrews counterclockwise. So the nut on the inside, I mean clockwise. When you're in there, you're going to screw it clockwise to unscrew it. And so you take that off, like that, and that's done. Okay? Unclip this, and it's out. And we'll clean up the area here on the tank where the old handle was in here. There, that's all clean. Ready to go. Okay, I've removed the flush valve from the base. Now what I'm going to do is remove the nut on the bottom here, along with the the O-ring. And I'm going to leave the rubber gasket on the base, but that's got to go on the inside of the tank. I'm going to reach in with my left hand now, and I'm going to push that onto the tank. You can see it protruding out. Put on the O-ring, like that. And now I'm going to put on the nut. And all I'm going to do, holding it from the inside, I'm going to secure this hand tight, like this. Now I'm going to pull on my new tank to bowl gasket, right here. That's it. Now we're ready to attach the valve body to the base unit, which is now in our tank. Carefully aligning up the tabs on the valve body to fit right into the slots in the base unit down below. So I slide it in and give it a quarter turn like that. It's done. Ready to go to the next step to attach the handle. Now we're going to attach the handle. First, let's examine it. It comes pre-packaged from the factory, already assembled, as you can see. It's kind of ingenious how they put this together. Stainless steel cable inside this yellow line here, and here's a cable adjuster should you ever need it in the future, but it comes pre-tensioned and pre-adjusted from the factory already, so it's ready to go. Now there's a blue button here, which is a quick release. By pressing down on this, you can see I press down and the assembly comes apart. I'll put this away for a second. And now you can see I've got the retaining collar here, and I'll just unscrew that. And we're now ready to go insert this through the square hole in our tank. Let's do that now. Okay, we're ready to put the handle into the tank, and you can see I've got the retaining nut off the handle, and I'll give you a camera shot so you can look straight on at it. Notice the rubber gasket is square. It's going to fit right through the square hole in the toilet tank. So what I'm going to do is feed it right through here like this and work it into that square hole, and it fits perfectly. Then I'm going to go back on the inside and screw on my retaining nut. Put it on there. It's got little handles on it so you can do it finger tight. Beautiful. It's in. The next thing we're going to do is simply attach the mechanism to the back of the handle. It's so ingenious. This quick release button, you just press down on it, slide it onto the shaft, and let go. That's it. You can see it. It's ready to go with a half flush or a full flush. Next, I got to put my fill tube back in. Some of the toilets have got the old clip you can use, which will attach to the side here easily. In this case, I'm just going to stick it through the hole in the side of the fill tube and have it go down the hole like that, and that'll retain it just fine. Okay, our 1-to-flush dual flush toilet kit is installed. We're ready to reattach the water line. I've already done that, and I'll just turn on the valve and fill the tank with water. Okay, so here's the half flush. And if you really need the full flush, here it is.